Welcome everyone. So, in today's session, we are going to understand exactly how an amortization schedule works using a simple but very real example. We will take a loan of 50 lakhs. So, just write it here. The outstanding loan, which is rupees 50 lakhs. Um, and at a annual interest rate, which is the interest rate is at annual, which is of 5%. So now the interest rate for monthly, so now the monthly interest rate will be 5% divided by 12 months. So which comes to 0.0041. So let's convert into percentage. Let's take four digits. Uh, then here comes the number of period. So now here we are taking a payback period as 2 years, repayment period as 2 years. So number of periods will be, that is 2 years, which comes to 2 into 12, just 24 periods, 24 months. So by the end of this session, we will understand how EMI is calculated, how interest and principal change every month, and how the loan balance falls to zero by the end of 24 months. So to start, we need to calculate. First, we need to calculate is EMI, which is equal monthly installment, the fixed monthly payment. So for that, here we will calculate which is monthly payment. We have a formula that is PMT. So here we have to, first one is the rate. So rate is the monthly interest rate we have to add here, and the next is NPR, which is what is the number of periods, so which is 24. And next, the present value, which is what is the total outstanding loan. So we will do enter. So which comes, okay, why it's coming negative, because we have to enter negative here. So which comes to 2,19,356 rupees. So let's make it to, okay, 2,19,357 rupees. So uh, this payment will remain same every month, which falls for 24 months. So next we'll look into the, like, what are the, um now let's look into amortization table, which is first we will take period, and the second column is payment, what is the monthly payment, and next is interest, next is principal, and the next one is what is the outstanding loan, which is residual debt. So now, so we have 24 period. So let's drag it till 24. Here we'll choose fill series 22, 23, and 24. Okay. Now, what is the payment? What is the monthly payment we have to add here? The monthly payment is 2,19,357 rupees. So here also we'll add the same thing. So for all the 24 months, this payment amount remains same. So we can drag it till 24. Next comes to interest. Interest for that month, and principal is, so first year interest, which is equals to, what is the outstanding loan for the starting year? 50 lakhs will be the, on the 50 lakhs we will be calculating the interest. So 50 lakhs into what is the monthly interest rate, which is 0.4167%. This, then enter. So this is the interest for first month. So let's make it, let's not um, take the decimals. Next, the principal is, so out of 2,19,357 which you're making the payment, the interest is deducting, the interest deducting is 20,833. So what actual principal you're paying out of the total payment is the total payment which you're paying minus the interest, enter. So this is the actual principal out of 50 lakhs you are paying. So now what is the debt remaining is, what is the total outstanding loan for the first month? It will be 50 lakhs, and what actual principal you're paying, which is 1,98,524. So which comes to 48 lakh 1,004.76 rupees. So after the first EMI, the loan drops from rupees 50 to 48 lakh. So, in the second month, interest is calculated on the lower balance, which is 48 lakh 1,476, which is equals to residual debt into the interest rate. So, which comes to 20,006 rupees. Again, out of this, the payment made, the interest will be deducted. So, actual principal paid is 1,99,351 rupees. So interest has decreased already. So this continues every month. Interest falls because the outstanding balance keeps on shrinking. So, because the EMI is fixed and the interest is falling, the principal portion must rise. So, for the first month, principal is 1,98,524, and for the, we will calculate the same. Here, the residual debt is the 48 lakh 1,476, out of which the payment made, the actual payment, the actual principal paid is 1,99,351, and here end. So like this we will calculate till 24 months. Interest will be calculated on residual debt, the interest rate. You can, as you have done the first two periods, you can just drag it, you'll get the answer. Here also you can just drag it, you'll get the answer. So the principal for the 6 month is about 2,02,694. But when we compare it to the first monthly period principal, which is 1,98,000, which is increasing the period by period. So like this, we will calculate till 24 months. So now we have already calculated the EMI, which is there for 24 months. So you can see here that the interest rate drops to around here you can see on the 10th month. Let's just highlight this one and this one. So you can see here that the interest rate drops from 20,833 to 13,263, which is almost like the 7,000 it has been decreased. And the principal amount from here till here. So it rises to 1,98,000 to 2,06,000. So the outstanding balance is almost roughly around 30 lakhs. So in 10 months of period only, we have already paid 20 lakhs rupees. So halfway the timeline, we have paid so much more than the principal, more principal than interest. So as we enter the final months, the uh, month 20th interest is about the month 20th interest is all about 4,513. So here we can see for the 20th month interest. So let's just highlight this one and the 24th month, which is last month. For the 20th month, it is 4,513, and for the 24 months, only after 4 months, it drops to just 910 rupees. This means that nearly the entire amount, entire EMI is a principal. The loan is almost fully paid off by the last few months. Okay, so in the final month, finally, here is how amortization schedule connects to financial modeling. The interest proportion flows to the profit and loss statement under the finance cost. The principal repayment appears in the cash flow statement as a financing cash outflow. The residual loan balance becomes closing balance of long-term debt on the balance sheet. This schedule becomes the backbone of debt modeling within a three statement financial model, and that completes our 20 minutes session of 50 lakh loan amortized over 24 months. So today we understood that it is not just to look at numbers, but to deeply understand how the loan reduces every month, why the EMI remains fixed, and why interest declines, and why principal increases, and how the outstanding balance reaches zero in exactly 24 months, which is like if we take the number of period as 3 years, then 12 into 3, which comes to 36, and if we calculate accordingly again for the last month, that debt will come to exactly zero. This process is called as amortization, means the loan is systematically reduced through regular payments. And one more thing you can notice here that how principal slowly climbs upward every single month. You can see here from 1,98,524, and the last month was 2,18,447. This shift is called as principal acceleration. Your EMI becomes more and more effective in reducing your loan. And one more thing you can notice here that let's make it half and half. Like for the 12 months, we will see 12 months and 12 months. So for the 12th period, which is 12th month, The residual debt which you have to pay is almost the half of loan which you have taken, which is 25 lakhs, and further for the other 12 months it is 25 lakhs remaining. It means by the halfway point, you have already repaid almost half of the loan, not just because of EMI, which is equal monthly installment, but because the principal component has increased significantly over the time. This is the beauty of amortization. When we look at the full 24-month table, you see a very clear pattern. That is, first thing, interest starts high and continuously it declines. And the second one, principal starts low and continuously it rises. And obviously, the EMI stays constant and the loan balance steadily reduces to zero. This pattern explains almost every EMI loan, whether home loan, car loan, or personal loan. So, finally, the residual debt will become zero at the last period month. So, interest from the table goes to P&L statement as a finance cost. Principal repayment goes to cash flow statement as a financing outflow. Outstanding loan balance becomes the liability on the balance sheet. So, before we wrap up, I want to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What we learned is not just math or formulas. This is the foundation of how almost every loan in the world works. Home loans, car loans, as I said, personal loans, business loans, even the large term loans, corporate loans. And EMI loans follow the same structure, the fixed payment, which is EMI, and the declining interest portion, an increasing principal portion, a steadily reducing outstanding balance, and a final adjustment month to close the loan perfectly. This pattern is called as the loan amortization curve, and once you understood it, you can analyze any loan intelligently. So, there are few real world lessons hidden inside this amortization schedule. So, first, I'll take prepay early, not late. So, at the beginning of the loan, interest is highest. So, prepaying in month 6 saves far more interest than paying in month 20th. And the second point is lower tenure saves more interest. So, if you compare a 24-month loan with a 36-month loan, you will notice the total interest paid increases significantly because the outstanding balance stays high for longer. And the third point, small changes in interest rate matter because a change from 5% to 6% may look small if we just it's just like 5 to 6%, but over 24 months EMIs it meaningfully changes the monthly interest and your total cost of borrowing. So in some loans, EMI stays the same, like ours, but in other loans, especially the flexible home loan, sometimes EMI increases or the tenure increases. If EMI increases, the loan finishes earlier. If EMI stays same, but the interest rises, like during the floating rate interest loans, then tenure gets extended. Understanding amortization helps you understand exactly how these changes affect your real cost. And let's just talk about some banks. Banks prefer EMI loans because cash flow is predictable, interest is front loaded, so they recover most of the interest early. Risk reduces as principal is repaid, and borrowers get a clear, structured repayment plan. like the way we have calculated already. And the borrower and this system is designed so so that both the bank and borrower have a transparent repayment schedule. So, what is today's key takeaway points is for financial modelers, this loan amortization table is not just side schedule. It becomes the backbone of debt forecasting in a three statement model. Whenever we add debt to a company, interest must flow to P&L, principal must flow to cash flow under financing, and closing debt must appear on the balance sheet. If the amortization schedule is wrong, all three statements get distorted. So, precise the modeling here is absolutely essential. To summarize everything, EMI remains constant, interest keeps declining, principal keeps rising, total loan reduces to zero in the final month. Early EMI months mostly pay interest, later EMI months most pay principal. Understanding amortization gives you the power to analyze any loan, optimize EMIs, make prepayment decisions, and build accurate financial models. So, this concept forms the foundation of corporate finance, banking, personal finance, and financial modeling. And that brings us to the end of this extended session on loan amortization with the help of 50 lakhs loan over 24 months, and you now understand a concept that applies millions of loans across the world. Thank you for being a part of this learning journey. Thank you.